Sesame chicken is probably the most widely recognizable and iconic dishes on Chinese menus across America. And honestly, for a lot of us, including myself, it was the gateway drug into the wonderful world of Chinese food. Simply put, it's one of the greatest culinary inventions known to man. The only problem is, especially with the rising prices in today's economy, it is more and more expensive to get takeout, or much less take your family out to get these incredible food items. But worry not, we're going to be making restaurant quality sesame chicken from scratch, and the best part of it all is you can pay for this whole event with a single $20 bill and get some change back. This is Discount Dinners, and let's get started.
And it all starts with our boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And this is our single most expensive item of the day, coming in at just over $8 a pack. And we're going to start by cleaning up our chicken thighs like usual, removing those hard fat caps from the ends of the thigh. And then from here, we're going to proceed to cut them into 1" by 1" cubes, simply by cutting them the way you're seeing me do here. After we're done with that, we're simply going to repeat the process with our remaining chicken thighs until we have something that looks like this. And from here, we're going to transfer our newly mangled McNuggets into a bowl so we can start our marinade. And that all begins by grating in not 1, but 2 cloves of fresh garlic into our cubed chicken. And then from there, we're going to hit it up with 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, because my fresh ginger decided it was time to die before the recording of this video. And then we're going to hit it up with half a teaspoon of white pepper, because it's traditional, and also a half a teaspoon of good kosher salt, 1 tablespoon of mirin, 2 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce. You can use full flavor if you want, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and then 1 large room temperature egg. And then we're going to combine this all together with our hands until all that dry cornstarch and dry seasonings are fully emulsified and we have something that looks like this. Then we're simply going to let it marinate at room temperature for about 20 minutes. And after a quick 20 minutes, it's time to give our chickies the dip. And this is simply just 1 1/3 cup of plain cornstarch. And we're going to be breading our chicken in batches, making sure everything is thoroughly coated before shaking off that excess and placing our fully breaded pieces of chicken onto a large clean baking sheet. And at this point, it's important to note to conserve as much cornstarch as we can, because we have so much chicken left to bread. And we're simply going to repeat this process for all of our remaining chickies until we have everything nice and fully breaded and looking sexy like this. So from here, we're going to take this over to the fryer that's been preheated to 325 degrees, plop on a thin layer of chicken in each basket, and let this go for about 3 minutes. And while that's sizzling off, let's go ahead and start putting together our sesame chicken sauce, starting with 2 cups of a good low sodium chicken stock, about 7 tablespoons of dark brown sugar for that sweetness, a half a cup of low sodium soy, about 6 tablespoons of ketchup, and it's fighting me on its way out, and then 2 tablespoons of a good toasted sesame oil, and then finishing it off with 1 teaspoon of MSG, because it ain't Asian without it. And then we're going to whisk this really good to make sure everything is well combined and all that dark brown sugar is thoroughly incorporated and dissolved. And after that's done, we're going to assemble a quick cornstarch slurry that consists of 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and 2 tablespoons of water. We're going to be using this later on as we cook the sauce to thicken things up. And now that all of that has been assembled, let's turn our attention back towards our chicken. And 3 minutes is up, and this is what our beautiful chicken looks like. It's perfect already. And at this point, we're going to increase our oil temp up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and drop them again for another 3 minutes. Also at this time, we're going to season up and get some water boiling for some simple white rice that we're going to be serving this over. And after 3 minutes, this is what our fully cooked chicken looks like. And this is why we went with thighs. You can double cook breasts, but sometimes they get criminally dry when you do so. So we're simply going to shake off our perfectly crunchy chicken pieces, put it on a baking sheet lined with a cooling rack, and repeat this process for the rest of our remaining chicken, double frying once on 325 and then on 350. And at this point, our rice water is boiling, so we're simply going to add in 2 cups of instant white rice, getting everything mixed in and then taken off the heat so we can cook the rest of the way. I know fried rice tastes better, but this is better for your wallet, and that's what this segment is about. And once our wok is ripping hot, we're going to drop in a couple tablespoons of a good high heat oil and all of that beautiful sesame chicken sauce sauce, and because I have a high distrust of brown sugar, I'm going to whisk this together a little more to make sure everything is thoroughly dissolved, and then we're going to bring this up to a boil over medium-high heat, which takes about 2.5 minutes, and then from here we're going to be stirring this frequently to make sure nothing sticks or burns, because we have so many sugars between the dark brown sugar and the ketchup, and we're going to let this reduce by half, which happens in about 8.5 minutes, and from here we're going to go ahead and add in that beautiful cornstarch slurry, mixing frequently, allowing that cornstarch to cook out for another 2.5 minutes. And as you can see, this thickening happens instantly, and the color of the sauce looks quite familiar. It looks like what we get out of the restaurant. And now that it's a proper glaze, we're going to start adding in our chicken. And I'm going in with about half of our cooked chicken to make sure nothing is overcrowded and to ensure that our chicken still remains crispy. So we're going to give this a quick toss in the sauce. We don't really want this to be in there for too long, about 30 seconds max. And then we want to start taking it out and placing it in a separate container, making sure we strain out any excess sesame chicken sauce. Same concept as the cornstarch. We have a lot of chicken, so we need a lot of sauce to cover it. Then we're going to repeat the process with our remaining chicken, and then after everything is all said and done, it is time to plate it, starting with a bed of that beautifully cooked white rice, and then ladling down with a generous portion of our sesame chicken. And to give it one last layer of razzle dazzle, we're going to be topping this with some sesame seeds, after I get done fighting the bottle, that is. And this is just a light layer. A half teaspoon will do. And come on, guys, take a look at this. There is no way, just from looking at it or tasting it, that you would think this is a discount version of your favorite Chinese food.
Alright guys, and that is it. It's a bit of a process, but a $20 dinner that doesn't suck and it's got some incredible flavors to it is well worth the wait. Now guys, you didn't have to do the double fry if you didn't want to, but I'm telling you, it ensures a much better texture. We've waited long enough. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. That is textbook sesame chicken with a little adjustment with the sugar levels. This tastes exactly like takeout. Guys, this is too simple to not do. We got some incredibly beautiful crunch coming from those double fried chicken pieces. Loads of flavor, and it's fresh. You get to control what goes into your food when you make it from scratch. Guys, also, for all the ingredients that people may not have in their cabinets, I've got some in the video and in the description, some good substitutes that most people have that are very common. And the end of all of this, the total meal is exactly this cost. And guys, it will feed up to 6 people, which is more than you can ask for that amount going to a Chinese restaurant. Alright guys, if there's any more ideas that you would like to see in the discount dinner section, just give me a holler in the comments. And also, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.